Smartwatches for $18, sweatshirts for $6, Bluetooth wireless headsets for $5. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, on Wish.com you can actually find deals like this. Sometimes it actually is too good to be true though, which is what eventually led to the downfall of the company. But before Wish would fall, the discount online marketplace famous for astonishingly cheap deals on all types of products would become a household name, doing billions of dollars of revenue with hundreds of millions of monthly customers, and even landing partnerships with massive organizations like the Los Angeles Lakers. However, just as quickly as Wish would rise in popularity, it would crumble, perhaps even faster, for reasons that I will go over in this video, such as increased competition and even Wish being exposed for intentionally deceiving their customers with fake listings. Wish's yearly revenue and users took a nosedive. Today, the company's stock is down 99% from its IPO and was recently sold for merely a fraction of what it was once worth. How did Wish experience this embarrassing fall from the top of the discount online marketplace industry? Let's find out. Peter Solcheski, the founder of what would eventually become Wish.com, was born in Warsaw, Poland in 1981 and moved to Canada at the age of 11. Solcheski attended the University of Waterloo where he studied mathematics and computer science, ultimately graduating in 2004. Shortly after graduating, Solcheski got a job with Google, helping the company develop their ad targeting algorithms. However, after transferring to Google's South Korea office and realizing that Koreans prefer different types of search portals and web pages than Americans did, Solcheski was motivated to create something that people wanted rather than what Silicon Valley thought they should want. This, combined with the fact that Solcheski was obsessed with ordinary folks' finances, paved the way for Solcheski to leave Google in 2010 and create the early prototype of Wish, which was software that would analyze a user's browsing behavior and match them to a specific product or advertisement. Over time, this software became known as Wishwall.me and would let users browse collections of thousands of products curated by Wish's targeting algorithm. Wishwall would send dozens of emails to merchants whose products were popular on Wishwall, and if the merchant agreed to knock 10 or 20% off the price specifically for Wishwall users, then Wishwall would ping its users to say the product they like was available for a discount on Wishwall. Wishwall.me eventually evolved into Wish.com, one of the most popular discount online marketplaces in the entire world, that offered their customers jaw-droppingly cheap deals on just about any product you could think of. At its peak during the pandemic, Wish was worth tens of billions of dollars, was doing billions of dollars a year in revenue, and had hundreds of millions of users. But how did this discount marketplace go from a simple targeting algorithm created by Solcheski to a household name in the span of just a decade? The reasons for the rise of Wish are pretty obvious. The first reason is that Wish has low prices. I mean, who doesn't like low prices? Wish sought to differentiate themselves from their competitors like eBay and Amazon by offering unbeatable deals for all types of items. Clothes for $3 or $4, shoe racks for $18, crossbows for $3. But how exactly was Wish able to offer seemingly unrealistic deals on their items? Well, for one, the overwhelming majority of products on Wish were from Chinese sellers or merchants who are notorious for worker exploitation that allows the merchants to sell their products for cheap. Also, Wish didn't actually have the inventory on hand. Instead, they acted as a middleman of sorts. Merchants would put up listings of their products on Wish, and Wish users could place orders for these listings. The merchants would then ship the product directly to the customer, allowing Wish to avoid hefty inventory costs. Now, this is a massive red flag because it can lead to dishonest merchants who take advantage of the lack of verification of the quality of products, but more on that later. Additionally, to prioritize growth in the early stages of the company, Wish didn't take a commission on purchases made on their app. This kept prices down for customers, leading to higher customer retention and more new customers downloading the app once they heard how satisfied current customers were. However, Wish eventually began taking a 15% commission on each purchase, leading to substantial revenue increases every year as the app's users count continuously increased as well. From 2015 to 2019, Wish's monthly active users count jumped from 21 million to 90 million. In turn, Wish's yearly revenue went from just $300 million in 2015 to $1.9 billion in 2019. But how is Wish's revenue and monthly active users increasing so rapidly? Well, this brings me to the other reason for the rapid rise of Wish, which was the staggering amounts of capital that Wish was spending on advertising. Wish's plan from the start was to acquire as many customers as humanly possible, so that when they eventually introduced their 15% commission on sales, they would be able to immediately make a ton of money. To give you an idea of how much Wish was spending on ads, from 2017 to 2019 alone, they spent over $3 billion on marketing. This included deals such as a reported $36 to $42 million deal with the NBA franchise the Los Angeles Lakers. They placed the Wish logo on the front of their jersey. Solcheski called this deal a no-brainer, and funny enough, the Lakers actually won the NBA Finals during the time this deal was active, meaning the Wish logo got an insane amount of airtime and is visible during a number of iconic NBA games. Obviously, Wish could not have predicted this to happen, however, given that it did happen, $30 or $40 million for their logo on the Lakers jersey was a bargain. A few months after the Lakers won the NBA Finals, Wish IPO'd on the New York Stock Exchange. The company raised over $1 billion on the first day of trading and ended the day with a valuation of over $14 billion. Wish eventually underwent a 1-for-30 reverse stock split in 2023, meaning that if you had owned one share of Wish prior to this split, you would now own 30. This is important because when we look at Wish's stock chart today, the price history is adjusted for this reverse stock split. So Wish's share price on its IPO day adjusted for the split was over $700. Over the next few months as the pandemic raged across the world, Wish's stock price continued to rise, eventually reaching a split-adjusted $902.10, giving the company a valuation of over $22 billion. However, as time went on, the company's share price began to plummet. By the end of 2021, the stock was down to under $100 split-adjusted, an 86% decrease from its IPO. But why would a company like Wish, who offers heavily discounted items, be performing so poorly during a time like the pandemic when everyone was not only looking to save as much money as possible, but was also stuck inside all day on their phones with nothing to do except scroll through apps like Wish? The answer to this question is my first reason for the fall of Wish, which is that the pandemic was actually a double-edged sword for the company. When the pandemic first hit, Wish exploded in popularity due to its extremely aggressive ad spend, which we already went over. The company's revenue and users as a result both hit all-time highs in 2020. They pulled in $2.5 billion that year, and their average monthly active users surpassed 107 million. But the reason that the pandemic was a double-edged sword for Wish was because every company realized how lucrative and important digital advertising was at this time. So they all started shelving out billions and billions of dollars for digital ads. This caused ad rates to skyrocket, since every company wanted to run digital ads, but there was only so much space and availability for said ads. Very quickly, Wish realized that they couldn't afford to spend the massive amounts of money on ads that they had been in the previous years, meaning they wouldn't be able to drive tons of customers to their app. Not only that, but considering the fact that Wish's digital ad strategy was likened to throwing spaghetti on the wall and seeing what sticks by industry professionals, the small amounts of ads that Wish was able to buy weren't getting the job done. Consequently, Wish's 2021 revenue was $500 million less than the year prior, and by 2022, their revenue had fallen all the way to just $570 million, which was less than their yearly revenue from all the way back in 2016. My next reason for Wish falling was the fact that the products that Wish advertised were simply bad quality, in some cases awful quality. Wish customers ordering products from overseas that were heavily discounted weren't exactly expecting white glove service. However, in lots of cases, customers received products that were nothing like what was advertised. There are literally countless reviews online about the poor quality of products received from Wish. One of the most common tactics used by merchants that resulted in awful quality products was to initially sell a truly high quality product and gather good reviews from those customers. Then, once the merchant had a ton of good reviews, they would source a different, much cheaper version of the product, but continue to show the old reviews to deceive customers. All of the poor quality products delivered by Wish resulted in an entire genre of memes that made fun of the difference between the Wish listing and what actually arrived. In the age of social media, once your company becomes the punchline of jokes like this, it's basically impossible to recover. In other cases, customers simply never received what they ordered. In one case, a merchant offered tablets on Wish for $70. What the customers got in the mail was a small note saying that the tablet would be arriving shortly. To no one's surprise, the tablet would never actually arrive. One of the merchants who was most guilty of posting fake listings with no intention of delivering the product was actually a store created by Wish themselves. In a bombshell article from the New York Times, it was revealed that a merchant named Best Deal 9 that advertised deals such as smart TVs for $1 and gaming computers for $1.30 was actually Wish, testing to see whether shoppers actually complained about orders not arriving. This was a crazy revelation because this meant that Wish was intentionally scamming their own customers. Over 213,000 of them by the time the store was shut down after employees pushed back on it. Although the listings were usually only a couple dollars or so, the principle of the actions goes to show the culture of Wish at the time. My final two reasons for the fall of Wish are extremely short and straightforward. First, the long shipping times eventually became a massive turnoff for customers. Today, people want their orders delivered as fast as possible. Amazon Prime has conditioned people to expect their orders to be delivered as quickly as the same or next day in most cases. Wish, on the other hand, has shipping times that often span 2 to 4 weeks since the products are shipped from China. That just won't cut it for a lot of people. And my final reason for the fall of Wish, Temu. Temu is extremely similar to Wish, as it too offers heavily discounted products mainly from China-based merchants. However, Temu is far superior to Wish due to the fact that Temu has much faster shipping times, they offer expedited shipping for orders over $99, and reliable customer service, both of which Wish does not have. Temu's most recent publicly available revenue statistic revealed that the online marketplace pulled in over $6 billion in 2023. Compare that to Wish's peak revenue figure of $2.5 billion in 2020, and you can see how Temu has taken over the discount online marketplace industry and kicked Wish to the curb. Fast forward to today, and the state of Wish is dire to say the least. The company's revenue has fallen off a cliff. In 2024, Wish brought in just $220 million in revenue, which was less than they brought in almost a decade ago in 2015, and a 91% decrease from their record-breaking year in 2020 when they brought in $2.5 billion. Additionally, the company's stock, which is now listed under parent company Context Logic, is down a whopping 99% from its IPO in 2020. The stock chart is absolutely fascinating to look at. I mean, just look at how rapidly the share price dropped until it bottomed out at around $10, which is where it has stayed since 2023. In February 2024, Wish was sold to a Singapore-based e-commerce platform for just $173 million, a stark contrast from Wish's peak valuation of over $22 billion in 2021. Additionally, with Solcheski stepping down as CEO a few years prior to this, it seems like Wish has lost what little identity it had left. Will Wish ever be able to defy the odds and return to the top of the discount online marketplace industry? Only time will tell.